Ideal patience feels like you are sure. It feels like you are so satisfied with your imaginal act or your acceptance that your desire is already fulfilled that you can forget about it. Now, if you don't know how to do this, that's okay. It will come naturally. You'll find yourself after imagining, maybe falling asleep one night, you'll wake up and you'll just know it's done, or you won't even think about it. And somehow, some way, often in an unexpected manner, it will pop up. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about detachment and a couple other things when it comes to the law of assumption or even the law of attraction. They're very similar in a lot of ways. It's really just the terminology that changes things. But it is your preference, of course, whatever you prefer to use, and what works for you is what is best for you. First, on detachment, I want to talk about the phrase let go and let God. Too often, our logical, rational, reasoning mind will tell us that we have to do all sorts of things to get anything that we want or to get anything done in this physical world. And that is a big part of this illusion. Remember, what we teach here is that imagining creates reality. Imagination is the reality, capital R, and this physical experience, everything we experience through the realm of the five senses, is merely a reflection of what we are imagining and thinking feelingly. When it comes to letting go and letting God, what we're really doing is we are acknowledging that I of myself can do nothing, but as said by Jesus in John 14, the Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the work. It's not that we aren't doing it. Of course, we are actively imagining and accepting and feeling into the reality that our desire is already fulfilled. But physically, we do nothing. Neville Goddard said, you do not lift a finger to make it so. Somehow, some way, if you're imagining it and you remain faithful, that means loyal to your imaginal act, then it must come into your experience. If you were manifesting a car and yet you didn't leave your house, somebody would come to your door and knock, or they would call on your phone and leave you voicemail after voicemail until you come and pick up your car. Because somehow, some way, you have to get it. That is how it works. Imagination fulfills itself. Don't get caught up on thinking you have to take all these actions. Many people differ in their opinion on this. Some people will say imagine, but also do a lot of work, take a lot of action. And I agree with inspired action. If you're the type of person that feels like you need to take action, something has to be done on your end to get the fulfillment of your desire, that's okay. But be sure that you are programming your mind in such a way, thinking feelingly, accepting that any necessary action will be taken automatically, easily, and effortlessly. Every necessary move for you to make in physicality will be unavoidable, perfectly clear, and direct. As long as you are living, thankful and grateful that that is so, then it will be so. But only if you accept it. Too many people, they can't trust. For some reason, we have a difficulty trusting this impersonal force because it seems like it's outside of ourselves. But God, the subconscious mind, imagination, Christ, whatever you want to call it, is not outside of you. If I say any of those words and you think of something outside of you, you've got the wrong God. It is yourself. Although the personal individualization that you are may not feel yourself to be the greater, the higher self, God, the subconscious, but you are one. Your job as the conscious mind functioning is to prevent the subconscious from receiving false impressions. That's why don't hear any bad news. Someone may be telling you about a problem that they have, and at that same time you can be imagining their face and their voice telling you joyfully how it's already resolved in a most wonderful, harmonious manner. And you don't lift a finger to make it so. After that conversation and you're imagining within, you don't go and set about to fix your friend's problem or your family member's problem, whoever it is. You simply allow imagination, the Father in you, to doeth the work. That way, you know how easy and effortless this is. It's not something that we have to work for. It's not something that we're supposed to try very, very hard for to get our each and every desire. It is grace. It is given. And only as we allow ourselves to receive it, then it will be so easy and effortless. That's how it's supposed to be. But I also want to talk on patience. Patience is one of the most important aspects of the manifestation process. Neville Goddard has several stories that he tells about things that took years to manifest. Now, no one really wants to hear that. Of course, we want what we want right now. But even if the ideal time, the divine timing for your fulfillment is in a long period of time from now, it doesn't mean you can't manifest the little things all along the way. You're supposed to live in such a way that you can enjoy each and every present moment. You may have ups and downs, mood swings, thoughts, but don't allow yourself to spiral thinking, oh, this isn't here yet, so I'm doing it wrong. This isn't here yet, so it must not work. This isn't here yet, so I'm going to be very upset and unsatisfied. I'm sure there's more than one thing that you would like to experience in your life right now. Don't let manifesting be something that you do only for the big things. You do it for everything, okay? If you want to clear traffic, imagine yourself pulling into your driveway or your garage thinking, thank goodness the traffic cleared up. Whatever it is, you allow yourself to use the law unceasingly because you are always manifesting. But the question is, are you doing it consciously or subconsciously? Everyone that is unaware of the law is manifesting subconsciously, and so they think they are a victim of the circumstances of their life. But they don't know that as they think feelingly and imagine, they are sowing the seeds that they will reap in the future. That's how it works. There's an entire book called Seed Time and Harvest by Neville Goddard that explains in detail that as you think, you are. So, throughout your day, watch the mind. Are you allowing yourself to think feelingly and imagine things you don't want to experience? Arguments with family members, friends, coworkers. Are you imagining these things? Don't do it. I'm telling you, you're going to experience it. Maybe you want an argument. Go ahead. If that's the case, go ahead. But you are free to choose to imagine lovingly. But that is the power of the law. That's the nature of the law. You can choose. You have the free will to choose what you will manifest. I leave you to your choice and its risk. So you can choose to imagine that which you don't want to experience or that which is unlovely, or you can always mix your imaginal act of your lovely desire fulfilled with love, because love is the only power in this world. God is love. That is repeated over and over throughout the Bible. So if you're doing something out of pure selfishness without love or regard for seeming others, of course there's only you, but if you're doing it without love, then you may not get things as quickly because love is so powerful, and you may not get it in the most marvelous way. And that's okay. This entire world is still a graveyard. The whole thing is dead. Imagination is the only reality. But knowing that you have that power, knowing that you have that choice to do it lovingly, ponder on that, meditate on that. See, is that the type of person you want to be? Do you want to mix love with everything that you imagine? If not, perfectly fine. I won't judge you. It doesn't matter to me, but it's your choice. You can have the most wonderful life conditioned with perfect love. But any other conditions, especially when it comes to timing, you want to release them because they will get in your way. Of course, ideal patience feels like you are sure. It feels like you are so satisfied with your imaginal act or your acceptance that your desire is already fulfilled that you can forget about it. Now, if you don't know how to do this, that's okay. It will come naturally. You'll find yourself after imagining, maybe falling asleep one night, you'll wake up and you'll just know it's done, or you won't even think about it. And somehow, some way, often in an unexpected manner, it will pop up. And this happens all the time. Many people talk about this. They say, I completely let it go. I didn't even think about it, right? Because they weren't thinking, I have it all the time, like many people think you need to stay in the state of the wish fulfilled. They simply felt so fulfilled that the seed of desire went into the ground and died. The desire died, which means fulfillment was able to bloom. It took root and bloomed into perfect physical expression. It's as simple as not thinking that you don't have it. So allow yourself to simply accept it's done and think about anything else. Go on about your business. Imagine all the little things throughout your day. Give thanks for the little things throughout your day. And then review before sleep all that which went well. Or revise your day so if things didn't go well, you can see that they did and feel as though it were real. And your days will transform. All time is now, so you have the power to revise any moment. Something as simple as if I'm in the gym and I don't hit my ideal weight, I can imagine before sleep that I did. I love to review my day and go through all the wonderful little things that I have to be thankful for. But if anything is out of alignment with the ideal, it is free to be revised because there is only this now moment. And in imagination, all things exist right here and right now. And that's why when you're thinking fourth dimensionally, feeling into the reality of your desire fulfilled, it's now. You aren't imagining feeling like it's somewhere out in the future. You're imagining it here and now, experiencing it as a present fact, not orchestrating and controlling it. I have a video on that. Don't control your imaginal act, but experience it, set it up, and allow it to play out so that you can naturally react and respond as you would in that situation. When you find yourself reacting, there is a small inner movement that happens in yourself, and that is a movement of consciousness. God moves from state to state, and that is you. You as God, the I am, are moving from state to state. So maybe from now you may say, I am desiring, but you move into the state of, I am fulfilled, I am joyful, I am ecstatic. Now I want to talk a little bit on how thanks and praise has evolved for me. So I've spoken in a video previously about how just simply saying thank you so much that it's already done. You always make it so easy and effortless. You are amazing, God. I love you so much. Saying that, of course, knowing God is not separate from me, knowing that I'm saying you, speaking to my inner being, imagination, that has been transformative in my life, but it has evolved. And I feel as though I must discuss why saying you in these situations instead of claiming I am this, I am that, I am fulfilled has been so powerful. And this ties directly into letting go and letting God. So I'm going to read to you what I wrote down in this moment of inspiration thinking about this. Saying you, speaking to the inner man, God, imagination, the subconscious, Christ. Knowing I am heard without question. Knowing the power of oneness and the truth of the law is the key to let go and let God. Because when we say I am, we may feel that effort on our part is necessary to help fulfill the desire. But we of ourselves can do nothing. It is the Father within us that doeth the work. Feel free to give it all to God. I'll find myself saying, thank you for my fabulous success. It is all yours. Show me how your ways are higher than my ways, Father. And I and my Father are one. Though I may be saying you and God and imagination, I know that I'm speaking to my true impersonal self. There is no separation between you and God. So if you can become your own best friend, speaking this way, so thankfully, gratefully, so lovingly to yourself, you will find that your fruit is multiplied, your harvest is multiplied. We know from studies and tests, if you say loving words to your plants, like you're growing so beautifully, I love you so much, thank you, it will grow and produce even more beauty, more fruit, more harvest. Even animal trainers find that instead of saying no to dogs, it is so much more powerful to say positive reinforcement when there is good behavior than to say no to the bad behavior. We give loving attention to all that is good, and that which we do not desire falls out of our awareness easily and effortlessly. Now, if this doesn't work for you, if you don't feel like saying thank you, thank you, thank you, I love you, God, you're amazing, that's okay. Everyone is different. It is only a state. But at least give it a try before you judge it, because it could be powerful. It could change your life. I am always in search of the easiest and most effortless way to fulfill my every desire. And for me, whether it be imagining through visualization or affirmations, or this form of inner talking, inner conversation with my inner being, knowing I am heard by God, the subconscious, knowing that there is no question if I am impressing the subconscious, I can allow myself to say it as true and relax. Moving on mentally, having already accepted, right? And feeling is the secret. Feeling being acceptance that your desire is already fulfilled. That feeling is what I allow to take over in my mind. So I'm free. You are free. After you give thanks and praise, to go about your business. Do whatever else you want. Do something that makes you happy. Go for a walk. And that's not to say you need toxic positivity. Again, I'll always say you're a human with human emotions. You can feel however you want to feel, but detachment is also knowing. I may feel good. I may feel bad. Something may be going in favor of my desire. Something may be seemingly ruining it. It doesn't matter, because I know in the reality of imagination, it is done. That is true power. When you can say, no matter what the experience, no matter what my emotion, I know it is done. That is true, perfect detachment and acceptance. But it takes trust, and it's not asking you to trust anything outside of yourself. It feels like you don't know, but the more you practice, the more you choose to trust your impersonal self, the more it will pay off. and you'll realize you're allowed to live this life in joy, easily and effortlessly, taking things at a wonderful pace in perfect harmony. But you have to remember to allow yourself to think feelingly from that truth and not question, no matter the period of time. With perfect patience, feel that it's always done here and now. In this way, you are always on the path to the fulfillment of your desire. There is nothing holding you back but your ideas that you don't already have what you want. If you find yourself thinking, when is it going to come? If it's going to come, what can I do to make it come? Then you're not thinking from the fulfillment of your desire. Always switch from thinking of or about your desire to thinking from. And thinking from can include thanks and praise, giving thanks to your inner being, yourself, that it is already done and it came together so perfectly, and every necessary action was automatically taken. It was always clear, direct, easy, effortless, smooth, and harmonious. And that is the difference between control and trust. Our logical mind always wants to control. It wants to be sure of how everything's going to happen and make these steps and make these plans. You don't need plans. God is perfect. You are perfect. All you need is trust over control. Trust over control. Trust over control. Trust yourself and know your every desire is fulfilled here and now. So I've put together a list of 6 detailed exercises that will help you take your practice of the law of assumption to the next level. It's available for free on my website to download in the description below. Check it out and let me know what you think. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I will see you next time. Take care.